Seems good to go. Yeah, seems good to go. All right, we can start now.
Yeah.
You know, once somebody from another country comes, I ask only 2 questions. What brings you to Latvia, and what are your impressions? But since you are only in Latvia for a day, right? So.
But you can ask me about the Estonia and.
I'm not interested in Estonia.
Vilnius.
Yeah, I'm not interested about that as well. But
they are similar. Like Riga, Estonia, and Latvia, they are similar, I think.
Well, you can say that all 3 are Baltic states, sure.
Yeah,
but in
they
general,
don't have the big different things. Even the food, even the cold people, even the friendship, even the pub. But Estonia is a more historical place than Vilnius and Minsk.
Probably, but I'm not really sure, because the history is really common, for sure, yes.
Yep.
But let's say the past 15 years, it's sort of getting different. I mean, Estonia is more technologically advanced, I would say. Lithuania is more agriculturally advanced, and we are just sort of in the middle with a lot of things, because we have more of I wouldn't say drive-through economy, but many people are not really going to Latvia. They are going through Latvia and then just stopping by for a day or 2. That is really common. So anyway, you don't have much impressions of Latvia so far, right? But
yep.
the ones you have, you say it's quite similar to those 2 other Baltic states you saw.
Yep.
And you are on your way from where to where?
Now after Riga,
yep.
I will go back to Vilnius. I will take my stuff and turn back to Budapest.
And in Budapest you are
student. Erasmus student. Do you know Erasmus?
Sure. Yep. So what do you learn? What do you study?
International relations.
International relations. Is it politics?
Part of politics and economy.
So which branch then? Mainly politics, right?
Yep, politics.
Which means you would like to be what, diplomat?
Yes, for future. But after master, after doctorate, maybe.
But is it something that could change, or is it already fixed that you definitely want to be pursuing that career?
We didn't choose yet, because our department is so large.
What?
Like there are a lot of options in our studying.
Really?
Yes.
International relations.
Yes.
For instance.
Turkey, for Turkey. For example, in USA, when you are a student of this studying, actually you know what will you do, and you know what are you doing, and your way is correct.
Why do you think so?
For me?
No. Why do you think so that is the case in America? That is already fixed?
Like for this department, like you can be the diplomat and you can work in government, but in Turkey also you can be banker, you can be the worker and anything.
Yeah.
It is not like if you study this one you have to work there. No.
Oh, I see what you mean. You basically say that even though you chose to study international relations, you could actually work in other fields as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that's true.
It's mostly for everybody the same. In Latvia, it would be probably very much the same.
Yeah.
It's not that you chose a certain degree, and that's why you have to work in that field for the rest of your life. Yeah.
Yeah.
Similar. So anyway, you were talking about you being Kurdish and that being a difference. So talk to me. What is the difference? So if I hear Turkey, I imagine a big place on the map, the former Ottoman Empire, basically.
Yes.
Right, and I see a little small part in Europe, right? Then I see the Bosphorus.
Yes.
And then the rest is Asia.
Yeah.
Right. So that's what I know Turkey all about. Turkey is somewhat European, somewhat Asian.
We can call the bridge of Asia and Europe. Like we
I don't know,
are
maybe.
middle of the Europe and Asia.
Yeah, so that's what I know about Turkey. And what else? In 2003, Latvia beat Turkey in football.
Yeah, how was it? I don't remember.
Well, it was, I think, for the chance to participate in the 2004 European Championship.
How was it? Who won it?
Latvia.
Oh,
Yeah, because we at that time hadn't had any big wins over any recognizable countries, but Turkey at that time was quite a big player internationally for football. So that was I remember that was a big deal back then. Now I don't know how for football. But I think
Turkey?
football is very popular in Turkey still.
In Turkey, yes. Maybe you heard about the Fenerbahce, Galatasaray, and
Yeah, I've heard of them, yeah.
Beşiktaş. But Turkey, like for international area, Turkey is a not good player, like not good team. Yes,
Well-
we have good player like Mesut Özil, Arda Turan, Hakan Çalhanoğlu. They are really good player and they are playing in the Barcelona, in the Liverpool, in the another teams. But for Turkey, no, they like maybe we need the time.
Is it the case that once you are in Turkey, you could actually see different ethnicities? So I would imagine you would have Asian people. You probably have some African type people. I would imagine.
Have you ever been to Turkey?
Not at all.
No, you should come. And Turkey is an amazing place. Like there are a lot of historical places, and first one was Cappadocia, the with Balan. It's an amazing place, and also there are a lot of people like different ethnicity, different religion.
Wait a second. Religion's different? I think 99% are Muslim.
1990 no 90%. Like
All right. What is the rest?
the another one like mix the Christianity and another one.
Yeah. All right.
And
so, but basically Muslim.
yes,
It's safe to say.
but when we say that it is Muslim, we can say the like Iran,
What?
like Iran. Iran.
What about it?
Like we are different. Like we
Wait a second. No. If you speak about the religion, every Muslim should be the same, right?
yes.
Yeah. So
But-
Iran is the same Muslim as the Turkey Muslim, right?
Okay, but system
Oh,
is
no.
different. We are
Oh.
secular state.
Yeah.
They're,
That's the form of
Shariat.
government. Yeah, sure.
That's why.
Yeah.
Maybe, for example, our women's, they
Yeah.
don't must take scarf.
Hmm.
But in Iran and Saudi Arabia and Pakistan, they have to.
And what do actually the Turkish people think about it?
For scarf?
Yeah. What do they think about other Muslim countries having these laws?
Actually, the people, they are doing what they want. Like,
You mean in Turkey?
yes, for example, my family,
Mhm.
I have 4 sisters, and one of them is with scarf. They are
Mhm.
using scarf, but the another ones, no, they don't use. So
Hmm.
it depends on person.
All right.
Yeah, it's like religion is between the person and God. We
Mhm.
are thinking like that. But of course, the mostly people are Muslim in Turkey, as you say.
So would you say that, for instance, Iranian people think of Turkish people as being too loose?
No,
No?
they are different. They have to do it.
Yeah, but what do Iranians, for instance, think about Turkish people?
Yeah, they want to come Turkey. That's why there are a lot of Iranian people in Turkey, especially in my
mean-
city in Van.
Or you mean that they want to live in Turkey because they will
can say-
be more free?
I don't know for that question, but
what is
as
the
I
reason?
see, yes, the people are coming, and after entering Turkey, they are taking the scarf. So it's meaning like that.
Have you been to Iran?
No, but my city is the border of Iran,
All right.
and there are a lot of Iran people in my city. That's why.
Also, so they are Turkish people then, right? If they live in your city.
No, they are not. They are coming to my city for travel, for fun, for shopping, for
I see
visiting.
what you mean.
Yes, but not a bit. There are really a lot of. But it is good for economy of Turkey, for my city economy.
Oh, well, yeah, that's another thing, right? Turkey has an increasing economy. I mean, those few things I know about Turkey. So you started speaking to me about the Kurdish thing. So tell me about it. What is the difference when you say, yes, I'm from Turkey, but I'm Kurdish?
Yes, the Kurdish has they are totally different nation, language, and the culture. Yeah, we are living together. There is no problem between Kurdish and Turkey with the people. And
you are a Turkey citizen, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, wait a second. But Turkey, do I understand correctly that Turkey has a particular form of Arabic as its official language?
Arabic official language? No. Yeah. We have just one language, official language.
Which is Turkish.
That is Turkish.
But isn't Turkish just a form of Arabic?
No, it's totally different.
Oh, really?
Really?
Oh, but since when? Since when was
Turkish? Since
Turkish?
1920, like that. I don't exactly remember.
Yeah, so basically last century.
Yes.
From last century. All right.
Yes, it's
but you speak
totally
Turkish?
Different.
Do you speak Turkish?
Yes, sure.
Oh.
Because it is official, and the Kurdish people, they mostly speak Turkish, because in hospital, in the official place, in the school, we are learning and we are using the Turkish.
Yeah, sure. And then your second language would be, you say Kurdish?
Yes, Kurdish.
But is it Arabic?
No.
No?
No. It's different, not Arabic. Arabic is different when... I
thought there was no real Arabic, because every Arabic place has their own unique twist to the language, and then even though two countries might be officially Arabic language countries, it might be the case that those people from those countries couldn't actually communicate because they're so different.
Yeah, but no, the first I want to say something in Europe, the most of people thinking the Turkey is an Arabic country.
Yes.
No, it is totally wrong.
Well, they are an Arabic country. They are just a little bit modernized in many ways. But they definitely would, if you would paint a map, which are the Arabic language countries? You would paint Arabic, and then Turkish, because Turkish is a new language almost. It's a new language, right? It's not an ancient language, Turkish. It's a new language.
But we can't say it is Arabic.
Yeah, well, but basically it's related to that tree of languages, which is Arabic, right?
No.
Anyway, but yeah, I would definitely say, Turkish would be Arabic. Even though you say, of course, that's the totally separate.
It's really different.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
For example, with Egypt and Turkey, when we compare with Egypt and Turkey, in the another countries, I'm not saying the Arabic country is bad or good. I'm saying it is different. We can say Turkey is a Europe country also, but we can say, by the way, the not Arabic country also. The life, maybe culture is maybe a bit similar. Our food, our spice, or maybe traditional dress, maybe, but no, the another wise is different.
Because the thing I've heard is that, for instance, a person from Saudi Arabia could try to talk to a person from Morocco, but it might be the case that even though both countries are Arabic language countries,
Yep.
they wouldn't understand each other.
I don't know about that. But they can speak Arabic. Maybe the accent, maybe the another things is different.
It's like Chinese, right? You have a big place,
But
and then you have to find some middle ground. And for Chinese, for instance, Mandarin is the middle ground, which is being taught all over China. Just because otherwise, North Chinese wouldn't speak the same Chinese as the South Chinese.
but it is Chinese. At least it is Chinese.
Well, of sorts, but if you cannot understand the other person, what use is it to call it the same language as yours? No big use, right?
But it's
like-
not
it's like
same
s-
in the Turkey. The Arabic is a totally here the different.
Yeah.
Turkish language is the history and it is different. And even in the Ottoman,
Which language was spoken in the Ottoman Empire?
the Ottoman Osman and
Yeah,
Ottoman
yeah, yeah.
and the otherwise the Arabic. But that time, but not now.
Yeah, but it was 100 years ago. It's not that too long ago. It's not too long ago. I mean, 100 years is nothing. 2 generations. And now you, of course, have a different system.
Yes.
Sure.
Even different.
But it's still being developed almost. It's not finished.
The language?
I would say so.
Mm,
Because look at it this way: if you speak to Italians, they probably have their first words. I don't know how many hundreds of years ago, right? Not changed, because the language from Italy, I don't know how long it is, but it's definitely, the history is more than 500 years old for them in Italy, for instance, right? Probably it's the same for other languages. But if you go to Norway, it's probably 80 years old. Because as far as I understand, Norway also did, once they, I mean, I'm probably messing it up, but Norway separated, I guess, from Sweden or something like that. Basically, when Norway was founded, they invented the language for Norway. Before that, it didn't exist. Right? I think everybody just spoke Swedish.
yeah, the Swedish is famous. Even in the Finland, Swedish is knowledge.
Yeah. So that's the funny thing, right? With new countries, sometimes they just invent their own languages, and it takes a while for them to get actually established. And 100 years is not really enough. You will still have those crosses between and mixes between the previous languages and the neighboring languages, and then after a couple of 100 years, yeah, you have everything settled, and now you know which one you do and which one you don't do when it comes to the use of the language. That would be my guess, at least. But anyway, we sort of drifted away again from the Kurdish. So you are a Turkish citizen living in Turkey,
I'm Kurdish.
and you're Kurdish.
Yeah.
And you speak how many languages then? Turkish,
Kurdish, and English,
English.
as you see. And I was trying to learn Magyarul, the Hungarian language, but it was really, really most difficult language in the Europe.
Hungarian is related to Finnish, right?
I don't know.
I think so. I think Hungary has, well, the language is related to the Finnish language, and the Finnish language is one of the most difficult languages in the world.
Hungary, I don't know the before and the history of the language of the Hungary, but I know that Hungary has a very different language.
Mhm.
Even when you ask the Hungarian people, they are saying yes. I think in the world, the third, fourth language in the most difficult.
Might be the case. Yeah. So anyway, basically three languages, right? You
Yeah.
speak the 3 languages.
Because Kurdish is my mother language, I was learning from my mother. And second one, the Turkish, I learned in school, in the street, in the shopping, in the every place. And the English I learned in the university. After I came to university, I was learning there.
Mm-hmm.
Even didn't continue until now.
Yeah, I see. Yeah. So what do you think about the situation then? If you say you are Kurdish from Turkey, would you like to be able to say you are from what would be the word Kurdistan?
Yeah, but when you say that I am Kurdish from Turkey, it is not meaning I want to
Separate from Turkey.
separate.
That's what you are saying right now. That you want.
But it is different. Like, yes, there are some people to want separate from Turkey, from Iraq, from Syria, from Iran.
Basically, Kurdish people are all over the place, right?
Yes, in the world, the
come?
Kurdish people are 50 million.
How come? Why are you so separated?
In the history, that was the Iraq take a part, and Syria and Turkey and.
But was there a country?
No,
at one
in
point?
the Ottoman Empire that time there was a not state but independent area.
Yeah, it sounds like Russia has Dagestan.
Maybe we can say
And-
that. But
But I don't know what that means, to be honest. Because I mean, if you would go to the Olympics, right?
at the Turkey.
Yeah. But you would like to have a Kurdistan flag, right? Right?
For now,
Right?
no.
What?
No. For now, no.
Does your mother know?
Like, how can I say? In Finland, there are some Sweden people.
All right.
They can live, and they are, when they want to part of Olympic, they are Philippine.
All right.
But totally they have different nation.
Yeah, but Sweden is next door.
Okay, but they are living in Finland.
Yeah, but Sweden is next door, buddy. I mean, there's no problem to go across the border, and then you are a Swedish person in Sweden.
Yes, but it is so normal. For example, when I say I am Kurdish from Turkey, it is not meaning like you want to separate. No, if the Turkey give me the rights, give me my things, that's why I don't want to separate.
Interesting. So how come that the Spanish? Do you know about the Spanish situation?
Catalonia?
Yeah.
Yes.
So how come they are so strongly willing to separate?
Yeah, they are so serious about the separating. Do you know about the Kurdistan referendum?
Kyrgyzstan?
Referendum, yes. In Iraq,
About what?
they tried to be independent state.
Kyrgyzstan.
Yes. The USA and
I thought Kyrgyzstan was an independent state.
They didn't. They
Kyrgyzstan.
just tried to.
I thought it was together with all the stans, the Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan,
Kurdistan.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Kurdistan is a not independent.
Kurdistan.
Kurdistan.
So Kyrgyzstan. All
not
right.
Kyrgyzstan. Kurdistan.
All
like
right.
Kurdistan.
Kurdistan.
Yes.
So that would be the nation and country, right? For Kurds, right?
Yeah.
For
They
Kurdish
tried
people.
to make a country and independent.
Yeah.
But
Sounds good.
Yeah, they tried,
Right.
and Barzani, the leader of the people who lives in Iraq, the Kurdish people.
Yeah.
And they tried.
And failed.
They did some city, but a lot of country didn't accept that referendum. They told no, the Iraq is a state. That's why we can't accept like Kurdistan is a state. Of course, it's so difficult.
They need some Russians in their life, I guess, to just use
For sporting.
No, to separate.
Separate
The Russians know how to separate some pieces of countries.
Yeah,
Right.
but they couldn't be successful.
So Kurdish people are not even interested in being a separate country.
We can say that all of them, because really the some of them, they want to be independent.
Yeah, but
even they are fighting
but not enough
PKK
of them,
and
right?
the EPEC.
But not enough of them.
Yes, It's not enough.
Interesting.
Also, the some of Kurdish people they love Turkey. Then they are saying we don't need to new state. We don't need to fight.
So what's the point of calling yourselves Kurdish then? Why not just call yourselves Turkish and be good with it? What's the essence of being Kurdish as opposed to being Turkish?
But I'm Kurdish. If I don't have state, I can say I am even
Oh, is it because of the language? Just because you have the
language,
language?
culture. The
Oh, come on. Turkish people probably have the same culture. Probably. You live in the same place.
yes, but it is different culture.
Yeah, but it's
Like
not
even the
it's not like
traditional dress.
it's not like aliens came to you, gave you some traditions, and then the Turkish just were left out.
But we came the different area.
Yeah, but now you are in the same.
Okay, but we are not yes, we are the same, the some topics, but we are the different another topics, like
For instance,
dress, the traditional dress and the wedding and
let me guess, jeans and t-shirts for both of you.
the no, the like for wedding, for special day, for
Wait a second. Usually, when it comes to wedding, it's either the Western style tuxedo and white dress for the woman, or if it's regional, then those dresses are just really awkward sometimes. Do you mean that you don't use those Western style of?
no, we use, but for special day,
Yeah,
for like wedding, like
Yeah.
the religion celebrating, we use different.
so
That's why.
so
But actually, we can say that we have big different things.
big different things.
Yes.
So
But I can, yeah. So we don't need to say I'm Turkish. We have different nations.
yeah, but you have to understand that you are confusing the rest of the world when you go outside of Turkey and say you are Kurdish.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm always.
It would be more easy to say I'm Turkish, because then you're from Turkey, right? I get it.
Okay, but I don't care about the people to make easy.
Oh, look at you, egoist.
It's not about the egoist. It is about the like. Maybe if they research about, for example, when I ask the Catalan people, they are not saying to me I am from Spain. They are saying I am from Catalonia. Even when you say no, you are Spanish, they will eat you. I am sure they will fight with you.
Well, they're just crazy. I mean,
It's not about crazy. We have to respect them. If they don't want to be Spain, also we have to respect. Even in
I don't know.
USA, there are.
it's interesting that you say you have to respect, because it's one thing to actually acknowledge that there is the fact that if you go to a certain region, people will say a little bit different than you would expect. That's one thing, but to respect would be to say, it should be that way, right? I don't know about that, because they probably speak the same language. I would guess.
That they have different.
It's probably an accent, more like a different language.
I don't know, but
It's very probably because every big country has the same thing. Every big country has dialects that actually are so different sometimes that the ones who actually live in that area, they feel almost like they have their own identity, right? It's in Germany, in the south, for instance. It's in France. I think Brittany was one of those regions who felt that they are a bit different or a lot different, right? So it's all in all of those big countries. It's the same. It's nothing original. It's just perplexing to me that, let's say, the Catalonians, they want to fight to have a separate country, and then in let's say in Turkey, no, we're good. Kurdish people, we're good. let's just roll around with Turkey, because then if you say that Kurdish people have so many different things that are unique to them, it should be really easy for you guys to actually organize your own country. It should be easy. Seems like it would be. You just gather around, decide, let's do this. All right. And then you just think up of a corny hymn, right? To national anthem,
Let's
to
make
go. Good to go.
new state.
Yeah, because honestly, I don't know how the future will be when it comes to nations and states. Because if you ask anybody, so what is a country, right? Who could give you an exact answer? The members of the United Nations, maybe, or maybe not, because Switzerland wasn't a member of the United Nations till I think 2002. So, but it was a country, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, so what are you doing actually in international politics studies? Are you thinking about these kinds of things, or are you just smoking weed and partying all the time?
In Europe,
Yeah,
or
all over.
generally.
Yeah, general.
In Turkey, our department is so difficult, but in Hungary we are Erasmus student. That's why the teacher help us. Like, you came here just not for studying, for travel, for knowing cultures, language, and explore the new things, people. That's why it's easy in Hungary, but in Turkey. Yes, it's difficult. You have to work and studying hard.
You mean work as in study or
Study and internship.
Ah.
Like, you have to do in practice also. Like, you don't must, but like, you should do. If you find the internship, it can be easy for you for future.
Mhm.
Yes, if you are boss, of course, the someone who has the practice, you will choose him, not theoretical. That's why we are studying a lot, and for Turkish economy also we are working, we are studying, and we are researching. That's
Mhm.
why, because Turkey is going up, increasing.
I think the only thing that was prominent in the last few years about Turkey was Syrians.
Syria problem.
Yeah. And the people who are, I don't know if they are refugees to Turkey, but I know that Turkey took up a lot of people.
Yeah, 3 million.
So
Yeah.
how does that work? Because there's an international relations thing for you.
Yes, it was.
Does Syria have a different language than Arabic?
Yeah, they are speaking Arabic.
So Turkish people could speak to Syrian people?
No,
No?
no,
You?
no. We are talking about English or Turkish. They are learning Turkish.
Oh.
We can't speak Arabic. If you learn, yeah, you can. But officially or the system, no.
Is it odd if you have an Islam country that doesn't speak Arabic?
Yes, it's normal.
It's normal?
Yes.
Can you name another country besides Turkey that does that?
Can you repeat?
Can you name another country besides Turkey that has that situation where most of the population is Muslim but they don't speak Arabic?
The officially in Indonesia.
Probably Pakistan. Yeah.
Indonesia. They are the most.
Wait a second. Don't they?
Maybe they can speak, but the first language they have the open language.
Yeah, I'm not sure about
The Indonesia is a language. Like, Indonesia
Yeah, I'm
has
not.
language.
Yeah, I'm not
Because
sure
I have
about
friend, the best friend, he is from, he can speak Arabic also, but
Yeah.
he learned another things, like not system.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's.
But he could understand basic
But
things
he is learning Arabic, that's why he could understand. But
by himself.
by the course, but himself, yes.
Oh, I see. Yeah, it's somehow interesting. It seems to me that Arabic and Islam go together, like
Yes, go together.
bread and butter.
Yes, because the Quran is Arabic. Quranic Karim is Arabic.
Oh, and it was the case that you only have to read it in Arabic, right?
Yep. For
So-
understanding.
So,
So if you want to learn,
Turkey messed up.
yeah, but
right?
we are translated like the.
Yeah, but that doesn't count, man. That doesn't count.
Yeah,
Only
but-
Arabic, man. Right?
No, you are a translator. So
I thought that was the Quran's official policy, that you shouldn't translate the Quran.
no, it is not forbidden.
No, but what I mean
When
is
you
that
read, yes,
it doesn't
it
count.
can be better.
The translation doesn't count, as far as I remember.
Yeah, because some words, some sentence, when you translate, it can lose the meaning.
Yeah.
That's why the Quran Karim is saying you should read the Arabic. So it is meaning we should learn Arabic, but
you
it
don't.
is not official. Like if you want, you can learn in course and other things.
So you guys are quite easygoing with the Muslim thing, I feel.
Yep,
Yeah.
we can
Yeah.
say that. But also we have Turkish and the Kurdish Quran. That's why we can read if you want to research. We can read
What do
and
you
we
mean?
can research.
You mean the
Quran Karim, the translator.
Yeah, in translate.
We have
sure.
a lot of.
So wait a second. Your religion is what then? Muslim?
Yes,
So what were the obligations for a Muslim? To go to Mecca?
yes,
So have you been?
not yet.
But
But
you-
it's so
Oh, wait a
early
second.
for me because
Wait
I'm
a second.
student.
It was just once at least once in your life, right? That kind of thing.
Yep,
Ah.
you can go more, but
So what are the
also
other?
about the like about the money, about your economic.
What about money?
If you have opportunity, you have to go. Like if you are poor, of course you don't have to go.
Ah, well, all right. I see
Also,
that.
there is a sentence.
Wait a second. But who said that you have to go in the first place?
Okay, but if you have like good.
No. But who said? Where is it said that you actually a Muslim person has to go to Mecca, at least once?
The God.
What?
The Quran Karim.
Oh, the Quran says that?
Yes.
Damn, why did they write that in there?
Why?
For what? I mean, if the Quran says you have to go,
But if
why
you
would
don't
you
have
not
money,
go? Even though, yeah, you don't have money, but if the Quran says so, man, it's kind of slippery, right? Not to go. Wouldn't you say?
if you don't have money, if you don't
That's
have,
an excuse, man. That's just an excuse.
but if you don't have money, you can't go another country, even though it's so far.
You need to save up. You need to work hard. You need to spend
Collect
wisely.
money.
Yes.
Yeah, but it is about your.
You need to hitchhike to Mecca.
Yeah. It is
what I
about
mean.
the conservatism. Maybe if you are not good religious, for example, me, I am not really good religious person. That's why.
Basically, it seems to me that Turkey is the Near East version of Poland. Seems to me like so, like it is.
Why Poland?
In a sense that Poland, I think, if you look at Europe theoretically, is probably the most
Religious.
Catholic religious country in Europe, or probably in the world,
Poland.
right? Yeah, Poland. I mean, they have lots of. I think they even have lots of small mountains with lots of crosses, where tourists especially go to just take photos. Right, they are crazy about Catholic Church, right? But nowadays, of course, the new generation, it's not that really, into it.
It's changing.
They are still being baptized, and I think it's still baptized, yeah, and everything like that. But it's not happening anymore for them.
Yeah,
right?
the new
they are
generation is-
still like this. So it's not this.
Yes.
It's more like this. And
In Turkey, I think it's the same.
seems like it.
For when you compare with the Arabic country, yes, it is like
Seems like it.
secular.
And I had one Russian dude recently, well, not recently, a couple months ago, who said he was in Iran, and he said that yes, it's officially it's very, very strict for religious and
Rules.
policy things, yeah, but unofficially I was just drinking, having a good time, and yeah,
Fun.
doing what Allah wouldn't approve of, in a sense.
I don't know. I have never been there, but
That's what
it
he
can
said.
be okay. It can be.
He said there's a big divide between what is officially the policy and the rules, and what is really happening in homes and private
Maybe.
rooms and stuff like that. Yeah, well, I mean, we saw that, I guess, in Latvia and all the Baltics during the Soviet times. One is the official regulation, and the other one is the practical everyday life.
It is usually like that. Because sometimes the practical and theoretical is totally different.
Sure.
Yeah, the system. Like, yes, it was a good example for Iran. I have never been there, but I heard a lot of things about the USA. Your friend who is from Russia.
And the funny thing is that it wasn't the case before, I think before the revolution.
1989 or 1979, like that.
I think 71, right?
Like that. It's
somewhere in the 70s, yes. Because I think in the 60s, Iran was almost like a Western country in fashion and politics.
It was really for education also.
Yeah.
But
it's probably still for education pretty good. Should be. They have a lot of money. Why wouldn't education be good?
But now the USA is making embargo for Iran. It can be difficult.
So. I guess so.
And if you have euro and dollar, when you go travel the Iran, it can be really cheapest place for you.
Really?
Yes. Because
how cheap are we talking?
Like the money is different.
Yeah, so for instance, can you compare a price in Latvia?
I don't know exactly, but I met with one boy who is from Iran in Prague.
In where? In Prague.
In Prague, Czech Republic.
Yeah.
And he told me it's so difficult because I am studying in Europe and my family is sending to me money, and it's so different. Like, it's so difficult for living here. And
are you speaking about him or you?
Him, not for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because USA is making embargo for Iran for nuclear.
Wait a second, but Iranians should have quite a lot of cheddar.
Why?
Because it's an oil country.
Okay, but they are. I'm talking about when you compare with Europe people when they go there. It's so cheap, and the Iran people are so open. Then you can see the newspaper. If you go there, even when you say I don't have the place for sleeping, they can host you. Even they don't ask. Not with couchsurfing, without couchsurfing, like in the street,
Well, it used to be in many places like that, as far as I know.
Maybe because they have big home, they have.
It was for practical reasons, because before the big urbanization, at least in Europe and in Asia as well, people lived quite far from each other, right? And if you were traveling and something happened to you, the only place you could actually ask for help and for an overnight stay was the nearest house. And so people were actually quite comforting, because the only time in history when people started actually not helping each other was when they started living in cities, big urban areas. And then you all of a sudden, even though you live close to each other, you don't know even your neighbors, right? Whereas in the countryside, you know your neighbors, almost all of them.
Yep.
So, would you say that Iran is more different, but
from Turkey?
Yeah.
Yes.
From even religiously, I mean, Muslim, but not the same Muslim. Are you saying like that?
The system is different.
Yeah.
But also it depends on person. Like,
could you actually be an atheist? If you would go back to Turkey and say, look, it's enough for me that I'm Kurdish in Turkey. I don't want to be any religion. I want to be an atheist. Could you do that?
Yes, I have a lot of friends who is atheist, who is deist, who is.
Wait a second. What's a deist?
Deist, you don't believe the religion, but you believe just God. But atheist
isn't. Oh well, wait a second. All right, I get
deist
it.
maybe the word pronunciation is
No,
different.
I get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But atheist, you don't believe anything.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of friends that Turkey is not making hard for religion. No, you have to be Muslim. You have to do. No. Have you ever heard about the Mustafa Kemal Atatürk?
What?
Mustafa Kemal Atatürk.
Dude, easy.
Mustafa
Kemal
Atatürk.
Atatürk. So it seems to me that I've heard of Atatürk, but I don't have any picture in my mind about what.
How did you hear it?
Atatürk?
Yes.
I don't know. It seems just familiar, the sound Atatürk, but
He is a leader of Turkey. The 1923. He was fighting. He was leader of military.
Wait a second.
He was first of president and prime minister.
He was the first president of Turkey?
Yes, prime minister.
All right. Yeah.
Prime minister.
But I guess Atatürk could be just a popular surname in Turkey, right?
Surname?
Yeah, a family name.
No, it's not famous, but it is so respectful because he did a lot of things for Turkey.
Wait a second, are you saying that there are not a lot of Atatürks living in Turkey?
Like
people with the last name Atatürk?
No, I didn't.
Really?
I didn't see any surname in Atatürk. Yeah, until now. Maybe there is, but no, I didn't see. I can't say that famous or not. We can research, but
so what is the most popular last name in Turkey?
Last name?
Yeah.
Like
family name.
Family name is like a lot of surname like Özdalar, Özgeçmiş, a lot of.
Özdala?
Yes, Özdalar, Özgeçmiş, and the forename, of course, Ali, Mustafa, Muhammad. It's famous name.
So if I would go to a Turkish marketplace and just shout out Ali Uzdafa, I would get a lot of Turks.
No.
What?
No.
Why not?
Of course, maybe he is Ali or Mustafa, but you can be wrong also. Maybe they can. Where is Ali? Oh, he is not here. Where is Mustafa? He is not here. Maybe because new generation is like different name, different.
But shouldn't the most popular, at least, name for guys should be Muhammad?
Yeah, for religion, yes.
Yeah.
A lot of family putting the Muhammad name because Muhammad was a good person, really good person. That's why he's thinking if I put, then maybe.
In what sense? Wasn't the story of Muhammad that he? I don't remember. I thought he was. There's not really much information about his teenage years, but then he went to somewhere. Then he didn't.
He lost family. He lost father, mother, uncle.
He lost his family early, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And after that, uncle, and he was like.
But he was
working.
At first he was friends with the Jews, right? Right, and then he wanted some help from the Jews and the Jews didn't help, and so afterwards he hated the Jews or didn't like the Jews anymore.
Really, I don't know that.
Because he, as far as I remember, the story went that Muhammad went to a city, asked the Jews for help. They didn't help him, so he got some money and got an army together, and then with the army I think he invaded Mecca or something like that. He invaded another city. And then after that, I don't know. Yeah, but then I just remember the story. Him going first to the Jews.
Where did you read?
I think that was there's actually a Finnish author of the 1930s who wrote a quite famous book called Jews, God and History, and it was quite popular in America, but it's all over the world. I think millions of copies sold. It's almost like a 100-year-old book, and I think in that one there was the story also about Muhammad And the reason because it was there was that the story went that actually Islam, that Judaism originated Islam, or at least made Islam what it is. Because Judaism came before Islam, right? And then so they make the stories that actually Muhammad was actually friends with the Jews, then he wasn't friends with the Jews, and I don't know at what point he made Islam, but yeah. Judaism, Christian religion, Islam. I think the chronology was like this: Judaism, Christian, and
But
Muhammad.
Judaism is not
Islam.
famous now, I think. The most
I don't know. You should
population-
probably ask Israelis about if it is or not. I would say it's probably just regional.
Christian is maybe.
Well, look at it this way: there's no real point in me calling you Muslim, right? Because you probably are not Orthodox Muslim. You know what I mean?
Orthodox.
Orthodox, like strict conservative Muslim,
Yes.
right? Like
Yes. I'm not conservative.
yeah, that's what I mean. So at what point does the word Muslim, Christian lose its original meaning? Because I'm good enough if I call you Kurdish, right?
Maybe.
Yeah. Because it used to be the case that you didn't have actually the real countries, real borders. So you probably had to divide people by their religion. Let's say in 1400s, for instance, you went as a merchant. They didn't know if you crossed the border to
Yep.
whatever, right? You just know, over this river, those people believe in something else than these people, and then you just see what you have to expect.
Well, in history, yes, it was maybe like that.
It's just my guess, because I would imagine, think about it, if you would be a merchant, an Arabic merchant in the 1300s, right? Would you really care about who's Muslim, who's Jewish? You just want to sell something.
Sell something like.
Yeah, a merchant who wants to sell, who wants to make a profit, right? You wouldn't be bothered by who is Muslim, who is Christian, who is Jewish. If they have money, they all are nice. Are you thinking it through?
No. I don't know.
Anyway, so would you say that Turkey has actually some changes to expect because of you?
Because of me?
Yeah. You will finish your Erasmus studies, go back to Turkey, and will be the new Ataturk.
Oh, it's so difficult to be Atatürk because he was knowledge. He was he was using the time good way, not like when our generation is like we cares about the social media and how can I say, the fun, the party, the.
Well, look at it this way: it's better than having actual real conflicts, physical conflicts, right? Because I would imagine if at that time when Ataturk was the president, if you would have him choose between having some disruptions on social media or having real regional conflicts, he would probably choose Facebook.
No.
Yeah.
We can't say that. We can't be sure because I have a lot of friends, but they choose another way. For example, they choose
Now I'm skeptical.
Why?
Nobody chooses another way.
Wow, they can. I can give you example.
People choose the path of least resistance. It's the natural flow of things.
You're saying the population.
Water flows downwards.
Okay, but I have friends who is reading, who is researching, who is like they don't waste of the time in social media. Even they don't share the picture. Even they don't.
Look,
But they are studying hard. They are reading. They are explored another way. Like, it is so possible.
but do they have the email?
Yeah, they have to. But it is not meaning social media.
Yeah,
Social media, as I say, the social media is meaning for example, nowadays we can check the Instagram. We are sharing the picture. We are following the people who are doing something like that.
Actually, how is it with what's the censorship? Yeah, well, how is it in Turkey with censorship? Censorship.
What is that?
You know, in journalism, well, actually, in everything that's related to the mass media, when you have somebody who wants to say something,
Twitter?
What?
No,
Twitter as well, yes, but anything that has a mass effect. If you have do you have somebody who actually checks if you can say something?
Politics thing?
Also, but not only, but also politics.
I don't have any experience like that.
But does Turkey have censorship? Because I would imagine they should have, right?
Maybe they should, but I don't know. You are meaning like if I share something...
Could you, let's say, in America, right? People are criticizing Trump, right?
Yeah, they can say everything.
Yeah, in America.
Yes.
Yeah. Could you do that in Turkey?
Not more. Not more.
No.
Yes, you can say the government is bad or good, or this man is good or good.
No.
Bad politics.
In America, people are, let's say, tweeting Trump is a monkey, right? Could you tweet in Turkey Erdogan is a monkey?
No.
Why not?
Disrespect. First one, because he is a prime minister, but second one is, I don't think so. Turkey is like USA, because Turkey is not like so open country.
No, but what would happen? You could tweet it, right?
No.
Wait a second. If you press tweet, it will go online, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So what will happen?
It can be hard for who is making that one, because sometimes the government cares about who is the people, what they are writing, what they are like bad things, but I don't think so for Donkey. I don't know really.
What do you mean?
Well, like for example,
what will happen? You don't know what will happen?
Yes. Maybe
because I know in China, because I know in China I think they don't even have the option of tweeting. I think they have only one social media app, and it's specifically Chinese. So though they don't use Facebook, they don't use Instagram, they don't use WhatsApp. They have a specific Chinese app. And so if you would use that Chinese app for let's say criticizing the government, I think it would be easy just for them to delete and track you. But you basically in Turkey use the same applications as in the rest of Europe.
Yes.
Yeah.
WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Viber is not famous in Turkey.
I think Viber is more in Russia.
Yes, I heard a lot from Russia and Ukraine and Belarus.
Yeah, I don't know why. But
what do you use in your country, Latvia?
The same.
So how is going your country? Is it like?
Well, I could say that my president is a monkey easily. Wouldn't be any problem.
But I think in Hungary it's difficult. Also.
In Hungary, I guess they have some. Well, no. Hungary is a European Union country. They would, if somebody would do some censorship on such a statement, the government would have to pay some fines because the European Commission would go against them. It would be a limitation of free speech. Because the only time if in America or Europe, if you want to limit free speech, the only reasonable justification for that would be that speech actually insinuates violence or hatred against some minorities. You know what I mean? It's a difference between calling your president a monkey and actually urging people to kill all the Jews, right? So that's where they draw the line. But if you would say kill all the monkeys, I think that will be fine. So yeah, in Latvia, yeah, no big deal.
So how? But I think the Latvia, Estonia, and Lithuania, they have like cold people.
What you mean?
Like for first impressive, they are so cold. Like, how can I say? It's about the maybe waiter.
I've heard of Spanish people saying the same.
Because Spanish, Italian, Portugal, they are so friendly.
Yeah, but that's
it's about I think.
But that's the thing. I think that's the region. That's the climate.
Maybe climate is
the mentality is related to your environment, if you like it or not. Because in I think in the more colder a country gets in temperature, the more you have to actually be more, let's say, worried about how to actually get warm, right? Yeah. I think it's related to that.
Yep.
And Turkey doesn't have winter, right?
No, we have.
What?
We have.
What do you call winter? Like this?
Not like this, but not very different. Like we have winter also.
Snow?
Also, it depends on city.
You have snow?
Yes. The
really?
east part.
The east
part. And in every place.
What's in the east part?
Like Erzurum, Kars.
Oh, those famous ones. I don't know those.
Like.
But in the east part, yeah, I don't know,
But we have winter.
All places where Europeans go is probably in the west part, right, of Turkey. Tourists, let's say a typical Western tourist would go to the western part of Turkey, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but where? Yes.
Well, because there's probably the best beaches and hotels.
Yes, for beaches and hotels.
Yeah.
But also Cappadocia is a famous place in Turkey.
For what?
For balloon, for the view, for everything.
For what?
There is a balloon, like you are going inside and it's going up.
What is a balloon?
Balloon is I don't know the word of English. The balloon is an English word, I think. Maybe, why not?
Nope.
No?
Nope. Do you mean a mountain?
What?
Do you mean a mountain?
Mountain?
Yeah.
No. Like the balloon is like big one.
Alright.
And you are going and it is like flying.
Oh, you mean balloon?
Balloon, yes. Balloon. Yeah, it's the same, balloon.
So why is a place in Turkey famous for balloons?
The Cappadocia. It's the very famous.
For what? For balloons?
Yes.
Dude, that sounds lame.
No, it is not lame. It's so amazing place.
Everybody has balloons.
But the different, like balloon is like big and a lot of hundreds balloon is going together and it is amazing.
Everybody has those, dude.
No, it's really even in Europe. Even
simultaneously, a lot of balloons.
Maybe in your country it's not famous, but a lot of country in Hungary, in Germany, in Prague, in Poland, in Croatia. When I met with the people there, when I say Turkey, I know the Cappadocia is a famous place. Yeah, I know.
Really?
Yes.
For balloons.
You can check it.
So is it supposed to be like an annual event?
Like what?
Flying balloons like an annual event?
Yep. I don't know.
Strong answer. Strong answer.
I don't know what's your,
Yeah.
but I didn't understand your last sentence.
Well, is it the why is it so famous? Because once a year there is event where a lot of balloons are flying.
Yes, they are together, like
Yeah.
they are flying together.
But it's
and
not every day.
Also, it's every day, and the on how can I say, the
Is it-
city also the historical. That's why it is together. It is amazing. But after this conservation, I will tell you, I will show you.
Look, you can just tell me. Can you write it?
Yep, sure. Is it writing?
Yeah. Kappadokia. Yeah, I see it. Katabokia. This one? Yeah, that is.
Can you open the picture, maybe?
No, just a hill.
No, that like I like that, but a lot of historical place.
Mm-hmm. And you say that a lot of Europeans know this?
Yep.
It's interesting.
If I didn't see it, then I will say, of course, maybe
It
they
will-
don't know. But
It would be cool for me. It would be cool if you would say, "Look, here you have these strange mountains, and then you could find ancient UFOs, ancient alien vehicles over there." That would be interesting.
Yeah, but this is together, and the balloon is more famous than that one. For the European people, for Asian people, for a lot of people.
I see where it is. So, next to Armenia. Wait a second. Turkey doesn't have any good relations with Armenia, right?
Yeah, it's about the history.
No, wait a second. Yeah. Wasn't that in the Ataturk era?
Actually, that time, but I don't know which year actually exactly.
But was he involved?
I don't know.
Because I'm looking at the map. So what?
Can you open another map? Politics one?
Politics?
Yeah, another one.
Where was it?
Like
Oh.
that one.
This one?
Yeah. Can you open? Can you open the one? I will show you. My city is here, like that one.
Mm-hmm. So that's why you are so keen on advertising the Cappadocia. How do you pronounce it?
Cappadocia.
Cappadocia.
Yes, your pronunciation is good.
Well, doesn't sound too difficult, right? So yeah, so Armenia, not good relations. Syria,
With Syria?
yeah.
Oh, I don't know now.
Dude, you are an international relations student.
Yes,
give me some
but-
info.
Yes, but it's politics. I really don't want to talk about the politics a lot.
But what will you be doing if you finish your
But
studies?
not now. I didn't finish my school.
Ah,
now I
that's-
am learning.
That's a
After
shame.
learning,
That's a shameful excuse. Well, I'm just still studying.
like it is like I am learning now. That's why.
Yeah, that's why
After
I'm
learning-
helping you learn faster. That's what I'm
Thank
saying.
you for helping. I will
See?
research.
See?
But after graduation, I will talk a lot. Don't
How
worry.
many neighbors does Turkey have? Only two?
No.
Turkey, Armenia, and Syria?
Armenia, Iran, Turkey.
Oh, Iran. Wait a second, where? Where is Iran?
8-1.
Where is Iran? Because this is
Can you open another map? It is like.
yeah. Well, let's just put Iran in Wikipedia. So Turkey is this one, right?
Yes.
So here is Syria.
Yeah.
This is Armenia. No, Armenia is
Iraq.
not that big, right?
Iraq.
Oh, this is Iraq. Oh,
Yeah.
All right, this is Iran,
Yes.
and this is Armenia.
Armenia and Azerbaijan
Oh, and this is Azerbaijan.
and Kyrgyzstan.
That's a country?
Yeah.
No, dude. No, dude.
Good.
Telling you. It's not here.
It's country.
And which one is this one in the European part? Greece? Probably not.
That one, another part. Yes.
Which one
This
is?
part is Europe.
Yeah, but which country? Greece?
Greece and
Well, probably not. Bulgaria, right?
Bulgaristan and Greece. Greece is the more
Lower one.
close to the
Yeah.
sea.
Hmm. Wow. Anyway,
Do you planning to come Turkey?
well, depends on the situation, I guess. Because I would like to think that Turkey is fairly interesting to visit,
Yeah.
since it's a big place, and as far as I know, Turkey has the most ancient ruins or archaeological
Yeah.
sites in the world, which depends probably on the day. If it's a good day, it's probably interesting. If it's raining, it's probably boring as hell.
Yeah, you should come. And when you come, you can stay with us, not also
Dude, you live
hotel.
quite far away from the
But I am
Bosphorus.
living another part. I am living the west part for university. East part in my family. Also, you should visit the east part also.
Just because you are
No,
from there.
there are a lot of good places also.
To see balloons, right?
Balloon.
I don't know really if a regular tourist would be willing to actually travel in Turkey more than 50 kilometers. I don't know. Because what are the most famous tourist cities in Turkey?
Antalya.
Istanbul, Antalya.
And Bodrum.
What?
Bodrum. The
Is it close?
beaches and sea.
Is it close to those two?
Yes, of course.
Yes, that's what I thought. I
And
I thought you just have a seashore and then you just drive with a bus if you want to go to another one of those.
Yeah, actually there are a lot of places, but people and media maybe they are following the just west part.
Mm-hmm.
That's why.
Did I ask you about your Kurdish and Turkish relations? If for instance, a Turkish person would like to marry a Kurdish woman,
Come on, yeah, it's so normal.
yeah.
Yeah.
But what would be their children? Turkish
yes.
or Kurdish?
Or Kurdish. It doesn't matter. My brother married with Turkish girl.
So
So it's not like even we don't talk like you are Turkish, you are Kurdish.
no, you are talking about you are Kurdish.
Yes, but it's not like how can I say? It's not problem. It's not like something different. So normal. Like
But Turkish have their traditions. Kurdish have
yes,
their
it's
traditions.
when we
So
mix,
they come
it's-
together. What
yeah.
happens?
It's
What
more
happens?
beautiful.
Hmm?
It's more beautiful. Like
Yeah.
yeah, it can be more beautiful.
But the children.
Like if the father, like father is Turkish, like it's following the Turkish and Kurdish. Like also
Ah.
it depends on the child. For example, I have friend who is his parents like different Turkish and Kurdish, but he's feeling like no, he should be Kurdish, but he's saying no, I feel like Turkish, so he's Turkish. But
That
somebody
sounds funny.
somebody is
I just
like,
feel Turkish today.
and not, like the everything like somebody he's saying like we are I am Kurdish. I can't say I'm Kurdish because my life, my identity, my things is similar to like
Yeah, but what would you do if you found out that you were adopted?
adopted.
Yeah, and it turns out you are from Egypt.
No, I'm talking like when they parents marriage,
Yeah.
Turkish and Kurdish.
No, but you were saying that I can say for myself I'm Kurdish,
Yes.
right? Yeah. But what if it turned out that you are actually adopted?
So it it doesn't matter.
Would you still stay that you are Kurdish?
I think yes. I actually it depends on that time that my how can I say it?
Can you imagine if you would go to your house in the basement and see some evidence that your father is actually from India or something like that, and then someday someone knocks at your door. Hello, I'm your father.
It I don't know. Actually, in the world the nationality shouldn't be important, but unfortunately,
Technically, I guess so, but think about it this way: once people look a little bit different, if let's say their skin is darker or whiter, it's a totally different game, because it's so unusual, right? Let's say if it wasn't if the internet wasn't available, right? And no communications, only talking would be available. Let's say somebody is born in Sweden, lives their whole life in Sweden, and all of a sudden sees I don't know, a Somali pirate, right? Seems like a totally different thing. He wouldn't say, "Oh, he's probably somewhere from Sweden I didn't know," right?
different.
How's actually the situation when it comes to racism? Yeah, probably just racism. I don't
In
know.
Europe,
No, in Turkey.
in Turkey.
Yeah. Do you have any stereotypes? I mean, do you tell jokes about certain nations, certain races, something like that?
I think Turkey is a good place for racism. Like there is no racism in Turkey. Like even the Syrian people can live.
No. What I mean is, if what would be the best example? If I, for instance, would be going to Germany, right?
Yeah.
Nobody would really bother. If 100,000 of me would go to Germany, nobody really would bother. But if 100,000 of, let's say, Congo people would go to Germany, somebody would be worried, right?
Hey, where are you from? Like that.
Hmm?
They will ask where are you from and
Yeah, and what are you doing here for what?
yeah.
Because they are different, right? It's just
Yeah,
normal.
different.
It's just normal if somebody is visually different to be cautious.
In Turkey, like it's a good point to people wants to like know him or her, like she's different or he is different. Like they are trying to help him or her and try to teach something our culture, food,
Yeah.
and host them, blah blah blah. It's a good point. I have never heard about the bad things like Asian people or African people. There are also some African people in Turkey. Also they love Turkey and they want to stay there. I have never heard about it, but in Hungary I have bad experience.
You?
Yes, with my friends who is from Tunisia, who is from Finland, who is from Indonesia, who is from
Wait a second.
Italy.
Finland. What problem could a Finnish guy?
I don't know that they was trying to go inside of the club in Eger, the city of Hungary.
All right.
Anyway, and they told no, you can't come, and they hurt the Tunisian boy, and they were saying bad things for Turkish girl, for another people.
Oh,
even
you
the
mean-
Italian?
You mean
They hate foreign people.
You mean they had dark skin, right?
Not very dark, but middle. Like, how can I say it? Middle of dark and white.
Middle dark.
Yes, not.
So what are
like-
you?
like
You are white.
yes, but I'm talking about the Tunisian boy.
So
Yes,
he was
but
dark.
Not
Right.
very dark, but open dark. How can I say it? Like
Open dark.
like like middle of that one. Like they were curious about. We had a friend from South Africa. He was dark,
Yeah.
and they were together.
Yeah.
But the people come and hurt them, and they told bad things.
You mean about the South African?
the foreign people, not only one nation?
No, but what I mean is, you say foreign people.
Yes.
If I would go there, I would get right past the face control,
Yes.
right?
But
So
they
I would be a
they were
foreigner.
know we are foreign because Eger is a small.
Hmm?
Eger is a small city. That's why everyone knows who is foreign, who is not foreign people.
Yeah, but if I would go there,
Yes, for you, for
All good,
us
all
also.
good.
When we go for first time, yeah, it's easy. But if they know, sometimes it can be problem. Even they hurt us and they told bad things
in English,
in English, in their language. Even the police came and they didn't do anything. And we talk with teacher, then
I guess-
the solve.
I guess Hungary is just a tough place. Why did you choose to actually go to Erasmus in Hungary?
I had 5 option. Italy.
And Finland would be the best, probably.
I didn't have option for Finland.
Oh.
I had Italy, Portugal, Hungary, Lithuania,
All right.
and what else? Poland. I choose Hungary.
Ooh.
I
Why?
didn't choose Italy because it is expensive for me. If I was going there, I couldn't travel. Just I will spend money for myself, for food.
But
for
you could probably have a job in Italy.
It's forbidden for Erasmus student. You can't work.
Yeah, but in Italy, nothing is official. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they,
I know,
they don't
but-
pay tax.
Yeah, but I didn't know
Just
about it after.
cash, son.
I didn't know about it after that. I know. And second one, the Poland. There are a lot of Turkish people in Poland. That's why I thought if I go there, it can be same in Turkey. I can't improve myself for everything. I didn't choose Italy, Poland. Sorry. In Lithuania, Vilnius. I thought Hungary is better than Vilnius. That's why.
In which city are you living?
In
Hungary.
Eger.
Eger.
But Vilnius.
How many people live there?
150,000.
Ah, yeah, decent.
Yep, it is not big city. For what else? Portugal. Portugal, if you go there, you have to learn Portugal language, like for education.
Why?
There
I thought
was-
the Erasmus program.
Yes, there was no English department for my school. It's about the school, not about the.
But how could it be in the Erasmus program then?
But the different, for example, in Hungary, also some school they don't have Erasmus program. When you go there, you have to take lesson with Hungarian language.
But you
even
go-
I have friend
But you go there through the Erasmus?
for Hungary.
Yeah, I mean, you
Yes.
go to the country
Yes,
through
yes.
Erasmus, but it's not a given that you will be able to speak English.
Yes, some
Oh, that's strange.
places, some places like that.
That's strange.
Yes, but now in Eger, yes, our department is English. Studying is English, and teachers are very nice. They are helpful, and we are not just class. We are sitting in outside with coffee. We are talking about everything like that.
Yeah.
We are discussing blah blah blah. It's good point.
Hmm.
But small place. The people can't speak English also in the Hungarian. It's bad point.
You mean they don't speak?
Yeah, they don't speak. They can't. I think. I don't know.
Well, it's
Maybe they
it's
don't.
a it's a common occurrence. Yes.
In Hungary, I saw it in Belarus. Belarus people can't speak English. They can speak Russian very well.
Well, actually, when you ask me, who on average speaks better English, I would say Belarus people than Russian. people. Russian people usually don't speak English.
Maybe when you compare with Russia, I have never been in Russia, but when you compare with Russia, maybe it can be better. But with, for example, Estonia was better than Belarus for English. When I talk with, I was staying in the couchsurfing.
Estonia is very progressive in many things. So
Yeah,
they do speak English.
Yeah. What else? Italy. Also, they don't speak English very well. They can't. I don't know. They don't. Maybe.
Yeah, it's not totally bad.
France. They don't want to speak English. The point.
The new generations does. The new generations even look at American TV shows.
Yeah, But I met a lot of French people. They want to talk with French, not English. Why don't you learn French? You learn English. They are asking stupid things.
Well, usually, if even young people do that, they usually just don't like to hear themselves speak in the funny accent English.
Maybe, but Spanish has a good accent for English.
Really?
Really, I love them a lot, and I think I will learn the Spanish.
Just because of the accent?
I love the people. They are so friendly, and Spanish also the most popular language in the world, like after English.
Is it because of South America?
Yes. I think first one is Chinese. No. First one is Chinese.
Yeah.
Second one is Spanish. Third one is English.
It might be the case, but look at it this way. Economically, politically, English all the way. No Chinese, no Spanish.
But I think Chinese will be best in future when we talk about the economy.
Dude, not at all.
For now, no. But now when we check the economy, the economy is going up in Chinese.
That's not. They are. Look at it this way. They are in the 21st century in the calendar, but in the 19th century in their thinking. It's they just barely made it out of the Industrial Revolution nowadays. Because now what they do is, I mean, once I heard about real estate projects, I kind of understood where China is going, and China is just going to falsify all the economic data as much as it can. They are, for the past, 5 years or so, they are building whole cities without the purpose of anybody living there. They are just building because it creates jobs. So they continue to offer jobs, right? But the thing that they build, it's not being used. And so China has ghost cities. They're called ghost cities, because nobody lives there, and they still continue to do that. And the same goes for companies. Companies in China, many times who are big, they don't have to make a profit. They have so much credit available that they just borrow money. They borrow money, and their strategy is to export a lot of things under their production value. So that's why you have a lot of, let's say, Chinese mobile devices now coming to Europe and America that are so affordable, so cheap, because they don't even want to make a profit. They just want you to have their product, and they don't need to make a profit. They just borrow more money in China. And the same goes with investing. I've heard of American investment funds borrowing in America, let's say $1 billion for 2% interest, and shipping that money into China, where because of these kind of commercial projects where they don't need to make a profit but still continue to produce and grow, that they invest $1 billion in some economic sector and make 7 to 8% in a year profit. Well, you know what I mean. They borrow for 2%, and they invest for, let's say, 8%. And but it's nothing of sustainable value. It's just speculation.
But at least the economy is going to increase.
Yeah.
That's
For
when you
for a
talk.
time, yes. For a time, yes.
When you talk with when you watch the economist program and the who is economist person, they are saying China will be the first one in the world, first country. Even now is
Think about it this way: if those companies from America and Europe who are producing in China would tomorrow decide to actually cancel their to close down their factories to manufacture somewhere else, China wouldn't have any capability of basically continuing of having that same factory doing the things it did, because they don't have the know-how.
well, they need each other. They can't consolidate
Who?
the Europe and China and USA and China.
Not really. I mean, think about it this way: China's growth began once, I think, Richard Nixon, together with Henry Kissinger, in the 70s, I believe, they visited China and arranged a deal that China will be opening up their economy gradually, but they will start to open. And what that meant was that after the 80s, globalization hit, because what was happening is that China allowed foreign companies and foreign investment, and once that happened, everybody wanted to invest in China and to produce in China because it was so cheap. And so China built in for the past 30 years their economy on being a cheap labor economy. If they would like to have actually the same standard of living as in Europe, those big manufacturers who invested in China wouldn't be any more interested in China as a manufacturing place, because then they would decide to go whatever, to India, to Pakistan, to whatever. There are lots of other big cheap countries, and so China doesn't have any actual real standing, because they are dependent on foreign investment, on foreign capital and foreign know-how and foreign manufacturing. They are just it used to be, there was a saying that you get the resources from Africa, or you get the resources from South America or Africa, you ship them to Asia to process them, and then you ship them to Europe and America to consume them. That was the saying, that you dig it out of the ground from South America or Africa, then you give it to Asia to manufacture, or to do something to process it, and then the end product, the final product, goes to Europe or America. That was the business chain. And then the waste that comes from Europe and America goes back to Africa or South America. The garbage they produce in America and Europe goes back to South America and Africa. And that was the cycle.
So you are saying that China will not be first.
Yeah, I'm saying you shouldn't be worried about learning Mandarin. Yes.
Mandarin.
And Spanish probably the same, because Spanish don't really have anything in business too much.
Which language the most important after English for you?
After English?
Yes.
After English.
Like if you want to learn
probably still French.
French.
Probably.
Why French, not Spain?
Well, it's still the language of it's still the legal language, for instance, in many places. It's
Africa? In Africa?
No, I mean everywhere where you have, let's say, international legal cases, for instance. You're still, I mean, For instance, if you have, I think the International Court also uses English and French. And the same goes for NATO. Turkey is a NATO member, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so only two official languages in NATO, English and French. And yeah, in many places you still find French being used politically or judicially. And culturally, yes, you have some former colonies who use that as their everyday language, that as well. So I would say
Africa.
I think most of it was in Africa, but probably you could find some other places as well outside of it. Because what was I think there are still some small islands as well, somewhere in the Caribbean or something like that. I'm not sure, but
Lebanon? What did you say?
No, I mean most of the former colonies are of course in Africa. And speak French,
Yeah,
but I think somewhere else
like Algeria,
also,
Senegal, blah blah blah.
and I think somewhere else as well. But yeah, I would say I guess after English, French, because Spanish, yeah, if you live where the language is spoken, it's of course useful. But when it comes to international, global things, Spanish. Maybe regionally it's important because let's say if you live in America but you are in Miami, it's probably useful to speak Spanish, just because a lot of Spanish speaking people live in Miami and they don't speak English or they don't really want to speak English. But besides that, English and yeah, French would be probably good to go. And Spanish, yeah. I mean, if you say that you are, if you say that you like the Spanish people,
Yeah.
right? It might be the case that you want to live one day in Spain, or where people who speak Spanish live. Because in Argentina, for instance, is one of those cases. They speak Spanish, but they are coming from Italy. So those are basically Spanish-speaking Italians over there. And the Brazilians speak Portuguese, right? So
Mexico, they are speaking Spanish.
Spanish, yeah.
What about the Russian language in your country here? The people can speak Russian?
Depends on the age. I'm not really speaking Russian. My parents do. They are able to speak Russian. So once the Soviet Union broke up, I think more and more people just didn't really learn Russian. Wasn't needed as much. I don't know about Russian in general, because I think Russian is sort of a weird language. I don't know how it came to be that in one place they might have hundreds of words for describing one particular thing, and in other places they only have one word for a particular thing, and even that is not Russian. It's just taken from another language and made sound like it's Russian, but it's definitely from another language, German or whatever. So it's a little bit weird. I don't get it. Because, for instance, for French, they like to have their own words for everything, right? So they don't call a computer, they need to call it an ordinateur, right? So they try to invent their own words. And so the French people have a vocabulary that is French, whether or not people use it, but it's still French at least, right? Whereas in other places, yeah, we don't really understand how it came to be. And the same goes for Latvian. I mean, in our everyday language, we probably have Russian, German, and yeah, probably some another mix, a little bit French, probably also. You know, words that were originated from Russia or Germany or from France, and then it just became something common over here. Anyway.
So did you go another country? How many countries did you visit?
I've been to a couple of European countries, but the longest I've traveled was to Germany.
Germany?
Yeah. But it was for work. It was for work, basically. It was an exchange program, because I was working at that time for auditing European projects. So I went to another agency in Germany, which did basically the same thing as here, but I just worked for 2 weeks over there. So it's not really that kind of traveling for tourist things. It's just for work.
You don't like travel?
Yeah, I don't like the. If you would give me a teleportation device, yeah, I would use it and travel. But if I need to take buses, planes, and trains or whatever, I'm not digging it.
Really?
No, it's just too much of hassle. I don't like. I feel quite comfortable in Latvia. It's not like I would go, let's say, to America and see something that I couldn't even dream of. Right? 40 years ago, yeah, maybe, but 2019, nah. It's just that the times have changed.
Yep.
At one point in time, it was interesting to see another country and to see totally different things. Now, yeah, if I really want to see it, I can just Google it.
But sometimes when you research and when you're real to see, it's different.
Of course. That's why I say if you would give me a teleportation device, I would use it. You know, I would go to Antarctica for a minute, look around. All right, nothing here. Go back. Right. I think we need to finish. So it's almost, it's more than 1.5 hours. We need to. Well, did you actually plan to going sightseeing? Go to see the city?
Today, now?
Yeah.
I don't know. I will check the Google if maybe I can go and walk around.
Yeah, because the old town is 10 minutes away, so.
Yeah, your house is very good location. It's so easy to find here.
Well, yeah. I guess. Did you just put it in Google Maps?
The one Russian girl helped me
Ah.
in McDonald's. She wrote for me and she told me it's so easy, and she gave me your traditional food, and like it was different. You are eating in Christmas, maybe.
What in Christmas?
They told me we are eating in Christmas like a special day, and it was very different. I don't know the name. Never mind.
In McDonald's?
But she had in the back. She told me, and even she showed me the picture. In McDonald's, Russian girl.
Wait a second. In McDonald's, they said that in McDonald's you have Christmas food?
No. I met with one girl.
But she wasn't a McDonald's employee.
In the McDonald's.
She didn't work in McDonald's.
No, she didn't work.
Oh, all right. Get it.
They were in McDonald's. They were eating something, and I asked them, how can I go here, and can you give me information about your country? She told me, of course. And she told me go to Old Town and walk around, go club Kalabi, like that, maybe one club. But today is Sunday, that's why it's bad day for pub, for club.
Yeah.
And your place is here, you can go easily. Also there is one traditional food you can find in Lido, is it true?
Yeah.
And you can go there eating. It's all okay. She showed me the picture, the food,
Mm-hmm.
but I think in my phone maybe I can find it. And
Oh, so
that's
she
it.
showed you a picture of.
Yes.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know what she meant by Christmas food.
She told me we are eating in Christmas or New Year, that special day. I told okay, thank you. They were so kind.
I call BS on that.
Yes,
BS bullshit
maybe.
on that.
But they told me we don't like a lot.
Because well, maybe you could find something that is specific to Christmas, but usually people eat the same things or just maybe more on Christmas. But yeah, it's not like chocolates, for instance, would be only Christmas food, right?
Yep.
Oh, actually, but in Turkey, do they celebrate Christmas? Probably not.
No.
So
But
what- so
for
what do
touristic place, we are making the good place, good gift for tourism. Like
So-
for the guests.
So how does that work? For Christians, Christmas is the birth of Jesus, right? The birthday of Jesus.
Yeah.
So what about Muslims?
So we have two or three celebrating Kurban Bayramı. It is like
That's a difficult name.
Ramadan. You know Ramadan?
I thought Ramadan was something. Well, no.
Or you don't eat something.
Yeah.
30 days.
Throughout the
After
day.
30 days, we have celebrating, and we are making the.
But wasn't
celebration.
Ramadan many times a year?
1 month?
One?
Yeah. 30 day.
Oh,
29
And when is
day.
it? When is
29 day. Sorry.
when is it?
It is every year is going 10 days early. It's
Why?
about the historical. I don't know about the another. I can't explain in English, but in Turkish we are saying Hicri Takvim, like that.
But it's not really popular then, right?
In Turkey,
Yeah.
it's so popular.
Ramadan?
Yes.
Come on,
everyone-
people probably are still eating something during the day.
It depends on like east part are more conservative than west part, and
Yeah.
like the people are sometimes they are making Ramadan, and iftar is meaning when you are eating the food is so nice and you are inviting your neighbor, your relative, your
Yeah.
friends. It's like celebrating. It's like communication is very nice, like
I understand.
friendly.
'Cause I remember my father telling a story that in the Soviet Union they had somebody from I think Azerbaijan coming to visit, and my mother made some pork dish, right? And so everybody's eating, but he being a Muslim, he said, "Well, I cannot eat pork," but at one point it smelled so good, and that he just said, "Well, Allah doesn't look over here in Latvia," and started eating it.
No, Allah is everywhere. Oh my god, but it's funny.
Yeah. And actually, one Turkish Jew-
Azerbaijan.
I think he said Azerbaijan. Yeah. Because, well, I remember a Turkish dude telling me that he saw in, I think in Kuwait, if I'm not mistaken, that in Kuwait they are so religiously disciplined, but then they go to an island that is somewhere near, and then just they forget everything that Islam is about.
I think it's depend
go
on
for a weekend.
person. Like I have friend who is from Senegal, Indonesia. They were so conservative. They are so like religious in Indonesia, in Senegal, in Turkey also, but in Europe also they are continue. Even they don't drink alcohol. They don't eat pork. They don't like. It depends on person. But I have also the friend from Turkey. They are so conservative, but when they come to Europe, they can change.
Mhm.
Yeah, it depends on person. It's not like so big deal, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I mean. All right, let's wrap it up, right?
Yep.
All right, thanks.
Thank you for you.
Yeah, all right. So let me
But come
just
to Turkey.
bomb. All right, I'll let you know once that happens.